Today we are going to discuss in detail about the subtraction of vectors. So of course it means you should be having addition of vectors and its properties as the previous knowledge with you. And now if I talk about the subtraction of vectors, then I have taken two vectors, a vector and b vector, as we have discussed earlier, that has a certain magnitude as well as direction. Then for subtracting a and b, simply I have to change the direction of b vector keeping the magnitude same. It means then if I add a vector and minus b vector, then my result will be same as a minus b vector. So it means the procedure of doing the things will be same as that of the addition of vectors, but the only thing I have to do is that here it was a vector initially, the same direction and magnitude. This was b vector. Now what we have done, we have taken negative of b vector. It means negative of a vector is that vector whose magnitude is same as that of given vector, but the direction is opposite. So it means b vector is to be replaced by minus b vector. So simply by changing the direction. Now if I find the resultant of a and minus b using triangle law of vectors, I can find a and minus b are going in same direction, same order I means, and then the resultant will be given by the closing side of the triangle taken in the opposite order. So it means this R2, which is equals to the resultant of a minus b, I am able to get the direction as well as the magnitude for the resultant of a vector and minus b vector. So I am able to subtract the vectors by having the knowledge of addition of vectors. But of course if I want to add a and b, then I have to go in this direction, a plus b. In this direction it means your clockwise direction. Here I was going in the anti-clockwise direction. Then the resultant will come in the anti-clockwise direction, that is the resultant of a and b. So it means the procedure is same, but you have to replace. If supposingly I want to find b minus a, then I have to change the direction of a vector. In place of changing the direction of b vector, I will be changing the direction of a vector. So let me continue. We want to find the resultant vector on the subtraction of the two vectors. Now here, like we have done for the addition of two vectors, we have taken the name p and q vectors. Any names can be taken as I have said. Now if I want to find the resultant for p minus q vector, then I have to take negative of this q vector. So this is p vector, this is negative of q vector. Now if I say that the angle between p and q is theta, then it means angle between p and minus q will be equals to 180 minus theta. One thing is, one method is I go with 180 minus theta, or another is I may suppose that this alpha angle is there which is equals to 180 minus theta, and then I can give my result in terms of alpha also. That will be simple method by using the parallelogram law. As I have said, we have to use again the same method, either triangle law or parallelogram law, but we have to replace the vector whose I want to take the negative value. That direction I have to check. So in vectors, direction is very important, and you need to be very careful for doing with the vectors, because if you write the magnitude correct but you are not making the diagram correctly, then of course your 50% marks will get deducted. So you have to be very alert about the direction. So if now I want to find the magnitude of the resultant for p and minus q vector, then I have to use this same formula from the parallelogram law of vectors. Now what I am getting is R magnitude is equals to square root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 180 minus theta, or simply I can write cos alpha. But now if I am writing 180 minus theta, then you know cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So my result will be square root of p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta, where theta is what? Theta is the angle between p vector and q vector. While if you see the angle between p vector and minus of q vector, it is 180 minus theta. So either you write, these are the three different methods by which you can write the magnitude of the resultant vector. Similarly, now if you want to find the direction of the resultant vector, then I am supposing this angle is phi, then tan phi, by my previous knowledge the formula is q sine alpha divided by p plus q cos alpha, or if I replace alpha by 180 minus theta, then I am getting q sine theta divided by p minus q cos theta. So this is the method for finding the direction as well as the magnitude of the resultant vector. This is method when we are using the mathematics is termed as analytical method, and I can find the magnitude and direction when I am doing the subtraction of two vectors. Now this is if I want to take q minus p in place of p minus q. Now this is the direction of p vector, this is q vector. Now I will not take the negative of q, rather I will take negative of p vector, because I want to find q minus p. Now if you see again same way, this is theta, then this is alpha, alpha is of course 180 minus theta. I can write the result. Magnitude I am getting the same for the resultant, but of course you could visualize that the direction has been changed. Earlier the direction was the downward, now it is upward. But if you go for the magnitude of the angle, again the magnitude of the angle is coming out to be same, that is tan inverse q sine theta divided by p minus q cos theta. So it means I will be getting the same magnitude whether I take p minus q or I may take q minus p, but the direction is not coming out to be same. That you all should notice. So on the basis of that, I can revise the properties of vector subtraction on the basis of vector addition we have discussed in the previous class. Now it is found to be non-commutative. As you people have observed, the direction is getting changed. Similarly, you can prove that it is non-associative, and the third is that it is distributive over the scalar multiplication. First property, if I go with the anti-commutative, anti-commutative means you have to write it as p vector. This is q vector. It is not equals to q minus p vector. This you have to notice, because we have already discussed, the same diagrams are already with you. If I take p minus q, I am getting the resultant in this way. But if I take q minus p, my resultant is coming in this direction. Though you have observed magnitude for the resultant in both the cases is coming out to be same. Even the magnitude for the angle alpha is also coming out to be same. Angle phi is coming out to be same. But then you can see the diagrams are different, so directions are different. So you have to see to it that it is anti-commutative or non-commutative. It means p vector minus q vector, it is not equals to q minus p, because when we are talking about the vectors, we are not only talking about magnitudes, as the magnitudes are same, but we have to talk about the direction also. Direction also need to be same, then only we will say it equal, not otherwise. So sign of inequality you have to put over here. Similarly, if you want to find this non-associative property, then again you have to see to it that yours a vector minus of b minus c is not equals to yours a minus b minus of c vector. That also, if you wish, you can prove, because here if I am taking it like this, then what it is, b minus c, if I want to find, I have to change. This is the direction of a vector, then this is the direction of your b vector. B vector direction you have to check. This is a vector I have taken. Now this is your b vector, and if I want to take minus of c vector, this was c vector, so if I want to take minus of c vector, this will be minus of c vector. Now it means this is b, this is c, then this will be the resultant for b minus c, and resultant for a minus b minus c will be along the greater vector, so it will be along this direction. I may say it r dash. But if I want to take A minus B first, it means I will be changing the direction of B vector. This is B vector. Then I will be finding minus of B vector. So the resultant here will be given by the parallelogram law vector, and this will be the resultant vector, and this is my C vector. So now if you want to take its resultant, you have to bring it here, because being free vector, then you have to find the resultant again by parallelogram law. So resultants are not coming in the same direction, even you will see the magnitudes are also not equal. So you can simply say that it is non-associative, or it is anti-associative, whatever you may call it. So this you can only prove with the help of drawing the diagram, and then you can explain. Distributive property, if I talk about, then lambda is of course a scalar number, that is A minus B, it is equals to lambda of A minus lambda of B. That also you can prove with the help of your mathematics by drawing the figure. If you take twice of A vector, then you take twice of B vector, means minus of twice of B vector, then you will find the resultant will come twice of A minus B vector. So either I write this way or I write this way, my result is coming out to be same. So it means vector subtraction is distributive, but it is non-commutative, non-associative. You have to keep this thing in your mind. This is a very simple question with you, just to apply this subtraction of vector, what type of questions you can get. I'm just giving you one for example. I'm reading it out for you. A particle is moving eastwards with a velocity of 5 meter per second. It means particle is moving, I have marked the directions north, south, east and west. According to the question, the particle is moving eastward, here in this direction towards east. And in 10 seconds the velocity is 5 meter per second northwards. So after 5 seconds, if you see, this is the direction, again your magnitude is 5 meter per second, but the direction is northward. You have to find the average acceleration for this interval of time. So it means you have to, you know the formula for the average acceleration, that is change in velocity upon time. So it means I have to find the magnitude of v2 minus v1. So it means I have to take negative of v1. So here it was v1 in the east direction, negative of v1, magnitude will be same 5 meter per second, but the direction will be towards west. Now this is one vector, this is v2 in the same direction north. I have to find the resultant of v2 and minus v1 by using parallelogram law vector. I can find, because you can see the angle between v2 and minus of v1 is 90 degree. So it will be simply square root of v1 square plus v2 square. So this is I am getting 5 root 2. And time is 10 seconds, so I have to divide it by time to get the value of average acceleration. If you want to find the direction you can simply use the right angle triangle, or you remember the formula, that is your choice. This is magnitude will be same as v2 divided by v1. If I want to take the magnitude, this is by the knowledge of your parallelogram law vectors. This I am getting in north to west direction. This angle I am getting 45 degree in between north and west, and just in the center, because this total angle is 90 degree. You all are aware of this thing. So you should be able to do simple questions which are based, you have to understand the question, whether you have to use addition or subtraction of vectors. On the basis of the knowledge of subtraction of vectors, you can find the relative velocity also in 2 dimensions. As we have discussed that relative velocity, if I am taking that 2 bodies are there, A and B are there, and they are moving in the same direction, if you are taking then if first body is moving with the velocity va, I am saying, and the second body is moving with the velocity vb, I am saying, then relative velocity formula is known to you. So you have to simply use that formula, that vab is va minus vb, and if you want to find vba, that is vb minus va. But if you will be able to find the magnitudes, of course, as we have proved earlier, in place of P and Q vector you need to write VA and VB, and then you can prove yourself that the magnitudes of the velocity will come out to be same, but the directions tan theta or tan phi, whatever name you may give, that you can always calculate. So this subtraction of vectors is of course required to find the relative velocity when I am dealing in 2 dimensions. This is simple question, again rain and man problem we have taken with the help of the values, that rain is falling vertically with the speed of 35 meter per second. Rain is always falling vertically this direction, means north to south direction. A man is riding bicycle with the speed of 12 meter per second east to west direction. It means man is moving in this direction, east to west direction. What is the direction in which he should hold his umbrella? So you have to find the direction in which the person should hold his umbrella. It means what it is, you have to take the negative of because by the formula of relative velocity you know that this is negative of VB. You can draw the direction of minus of VB. This is VB, then this will be equals to minus of VB. This is minus of VB. So you should be able to see the direction and you know the formula. I want to find the direction of rain with respect to man. That should be clear to you. I want to find direction of rain with respect to man, and the person with respect to which I am finding, that I have to brought to rest. It means I have to take negative of that, then only this person will come to rest. This is bicycle. B is written for bicycle, R is written for rain. So I have to bring the bicycle at rest to find the direction in which he should hold his umbrella. Then you have to simply use the parallelogram law and you can find the resultant vector, which is given by VRB. And if your magnitude is required, of course you can find, but here they are asking for the direction. If you are taking the angle is theta, then you can find theta, that is equals to VB upon VR, which is equals to 12 upon 35. So theta you are getting tan inverse 12 upon 35. You can leave your answer till this point. Similarly, one more question is there, that to a driver which is going east in a car, it means person is moving towards east direction. This is east direction. Again, north, south, east, west should be clear to you. Person is moving in the east direction with a velocity of 40 km per hour. A bus appears to move towards north with a velocity of 40√3 km per hour. So the velocity here is given for the bus is 40√3 and for the car driver it is 40 km per hour. You have to find the actual velocity and direction of motion of the bus. So it means you have to, you know, this is actual velocity and this is, it appears. Appears means this is relative velocity. Bus is not moving towards north, but it appears to move. Here this point is to be noted. It means they are giving you the relative velocity. This towards north is the relative velocity and this is the actual velocity. So you should be able to write down this thing, that the actual velocity of car is 40 km per hour and relative velocity of the bus with respect to car is 40√3 km per hour. But if I write with the formula, then relative velocity of bus with respect to car with respect to is there. So negative of VC is to be taken. So it is VB minus VC. VB minus VC is given 40√3. Now I want to find the true velocity. So I have to suppose where will be the true velocity, because this is actual velocity of the car is towards east, but the negative velocity is towards west. Of course, you have to simply change the direction. Now this is one vector and this is the resultant vector with me. It means the relative velocity. So my second vector should be in this direction so as to get the resultant in between first and second vector. So this is, I am supposing that the body is bus yours is moving in this direction, OD. OD is the direction, then OD and OC, these are the two vectors, and the resultant is given by OB, which is equals to VB minus VC. So from here you can find the value of the resultant vector, or this VB is to be calculated, which is actually equals to OD. So you should be able to calculate by using simple triangle. You can make a triangle is there, magnitude of OD can be calculated, and the direction also can be calculated by the simple knowledge of the triangle. Pythagoras theorem you can apply, and you can find the velocity by simply using Pythagoras theorem. And concept of relative velocity is used to decide the direction, how you will be able to complete your diagram. So this whole knowledge should be very clear with you. You keep the things up to this. Thank you.